Well, howdy guys. Now, here's a 75-year-old femon from Florida. And she was called the matriarch of a very quite wealthy family. Now, her daughter married quite a high-class lawyer, but I guess it didn't work out. Then I guess during the divorce proceedings, they're having a lot of issues with the custody battle. So obviously they had some children while they were married. And this is the thing. Femons believe the children are theirs, don't they? Because the femon wanted to move to Florida with the children. Femons don't seem to understand that without the male, they're just an empty vessel. And I guess the man didn't want them to go away from him like that. But hard for him to see them. So I guess the plan was to kill the man. And apparently it was arranged quite well by this femon here, who also paid for it. They hired 2 men to do the deed, and they did it. Then during the police investigation, this femon came up as the whole instigator of it all. They also arrested her son first, who also played a major part. As soon as that happened, she was talking about going to Vietnam, because Vietnam doesn't have an extradition treaty with the United States. In fact, her and her husband were caught at the airport with a one-way ticket to Vietnam. So they arrested them. And after quite a long court case, the jury's verdict was announced.
We, the jury, find as follows as to count 1 of the indictment, first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of first-degree murder. Mrs. Adelson, control yourself. Count 2. We, the jury, find as follows as to count 2 of the indictment, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. Count 3. We, the jury, find as follows as to count 3 of the indictment, solicitation to commit first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of solicitation to commit first-degree murder. And it is signed and dated by the foreperson. One moment. Members of the jury, the bailiff will escort you to the jury room.
It's pretty obvious that this femon is interfering and controlling. And I think a couple of other family members were involved as well. Strangely enough, the wife, the daughter of this femon, wasn't charged. I can't believe that her daughter didn't know anything about it at all. This femon is obviously a manipulator, but at least accountability has come for her. Of course, it won't bring this young man back, but as the guilty verdict came in, there was no remorse from this femon at all. It was just tears for herself. I'll put a link to the news item down below, guys. This femon here has destroyed her own life, destroyed her legacy, destroyed her family, all for a selfish act. Femons believe that they can get away with things because the law treats them differently, and they hardly ever hold them accountable for the things that they do. But on this rare occasion, the law worked correctly. She'll probably make an appeal, of course, but the evidence against her says it all. She hasn't been sentenced yet, but whatever the sentence, it's a death sentence. Let me know what you think, guys. You take it easy.